Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop Dad Stank is in the building. That's me, the one on the triple, the G.O.D. Always surrounded by my family, the squadron, and you. Yes, you're live right here with us, right here on Team GRF TV. And yo, Uncle Triple, the whole squadron, we'd like to welcome you back to another episode of the Savage Era Money in the Bank 2020 in this new world of ours where things happen because they happen. Now, I'm going to set the tone right now before we say anything else, because I have, for the past month and some change, have been literally asking myself this very question. As good as the Boneyard match was, as mind-blowing as the Firefly Funhouse match, were they a mistake? And I'm not saying it like that because WWE knows how to milk a cow dry. And given what the Money in the Bank ladder match was, and we'll get to that later, is I'm wondering, like, have we really already maxed what we can do out in cinema, in the cinematography version of wrestling, where we pull back the curtain even though wrestling fans know what it is, or blah, 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 or whatever. And given how all of that went down, and we'll talk about it, we'll just have to pick that up and we'll see. But regardless, we have got matches to get into. As usual, I've got the results right here in front of me because, you know, I can't remember things off the top of my head. But we do what it is that we can. So, our kickoff show was Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro, with Hardy being victorious over Cesaro in a great match. And it's like, normally you get kickoff show matches where they suck. This was not one of those. But the underlying tale that's going on here is the one final time of Jeff Hardy, for all the time that he didn't do what he was supposed to do when it came to professional wrestling, of, I just want to get it one more time, and Sheamus is probably going to boot his damn head off. So that'll be interesting to watch at some point. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying it dismissively like that, but it'll be interesting to see, like, what the booking is for this whole Jeff Hardy thing, because that's the thing that I'm looking at, is how are they going to book this as Jeff Hardy goes about his business. I'm like, we'll get an opportunity to talk about his brother very soon when we get back into AEW work, so it is what it is with that. But yo, great match from two great wrestlers, because Jeff Hardy, when he put in the work, he can put in the work, and Cesaro, that dude, that's just my guy. Dude's a beast, always will be a beast, and always love watching him. We got our SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, where the New Day a couple of weeks ago won the titles for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time, and it's just like, we get in the frame. Let me do this. I'm gonna fly back up here, and I'm gonna lean off this chair you can't see off screen. What in the fuck? Like I was like, it was kind of weird that they won it for the 8th, and I'm not saying, like, I love New Day with belts. You know what I'm saying? That's great. I'm just wondering why, because Miz and Morrison was putting in work, so I don't quite get it. Even given all of that information, how we ended up in this four-way match that involved the Lucha House Party, the Miz and Morrison trying to get their tag titles back, and the appearance of, here comes a new challenger, the Forgotten Son get called up from NXT, and I'm kind of questioning that one. I am just a tad. I'm like, the Forgotten Sons was putting in the work. So I'm kind of wondering, like, why they didn't stay down there and continue to do work, or go over to NXT UK, put in some work, but they got called up and they have been making an impact. Yeah, but they've literally been making an impact in the tag team division already, but you got to book them boys to look strong. Which is why the New Day are still the titles, and they still have the titles, and the Lucha House Party took the pin clean. So, there you go. Match had work. It's like, but when you get all of these combustible elements in a match, it's like, you gonna have some great spots. You got John Morrison always doing some stuff, like, that Spanish Fly, though. That Spanish Fly from Grand Metal League, that shit was sick, fam. Because it's like, you know, it's like you see Spanish Flies all day, but in the confines of the match in which we're talking about, like, that came out of nowhere, and it came really early. But the New Day is still the title. Still got the title, so it'll be interesting to see that as we work our way to Backlash, what's going to happen with the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. R-Truth was supposed to fight MVP, and here's the thing I'm finna say, because I get the opportunity to say this. I'm glad MVP in the WWE getting some paper because I'm like I always appreciated him as a character and as a wrestler, like beat down clan. That's my shit. But regardless of that, like I watched that TED talk. I watched the TED talk a couple of years ago about how because of his past, about what could have been when he was riding high on SmackDown. I feel bad for him, but he done made the best out of that situation. And it's like, man, I'm just glad I'm glad his pocket's getting fat. I'm just happy. I'm just happy that man getting paper. Hold down Mr. 305. Not Pitbull, MVP. But regardless, MVP and Raw Truth supposed to have a match, and then here comes a new challenger, Lana's husband, Big Black Bobby, Big Black Bobby, Big Black Bobby, Big Black Bobby, Big Black Bobby. He come in, he like, yo, cuz, take a break, and then proceeds to murder Raw Truth, proceeds to murder this fool. And then later in the night, so I don't have to talk about it, R-Truth was talking to that one light-skinned girl whose name I forget. I don't forget her now. Was that Dasha Fuentes girl? I don't fucking know. But yeah, he set up her like, I'm going to win. He set up her things. He didn't want to match, got his ass whooped so hard, his brain is jacked up. And he finna go find Tom Brady to go get the 24/7, 48/7, 7-11, I-95, 1492 title back. Good luck to you. Go get that title back because Gronk shouldn't have it anyway. Whatever. They should have a 24/7 match at NFL Blitz 2000 because that's my shit. But anyway, here's the interesting thing when we talk about the SmackDown Women's Championship. When it comes to Bayley and Tamina and the whole mix of what's currently going on, it's like I have a question because I have to literally think about this for real. How many times has the WWE tried to get Tamina over and it just doesn't work out? And I'm not saying that that's Tamina Snuka's fault because it's not. It's just that every time they try to do something hot with Tamina, it don't ever quite work. I love Team Bad. Like I love it. Like my bae Sasha Bay and Naomi review all day. Review me, baby. But regardless of that, it's like I sit here and wonder. And I still ask myself, and I asked myself that same question about one of the competitors in the Money in the Bank, man, my girl Nia Jax, about how, actually in Nia Jax's case, when she was to be a star champion, when she got over, you know what I'm saying, on Thicky Miss Bliss or whatever, and that was a fun thing for a minute, but everything else they tried to do with Nia Jax has been we will never wonder what her and Enzo could have done, but that's whatever. But even given that, I really want the best for Tamina. I do. As someone who appreciates her work in the ring, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that whatever this thing is, they figure out what it is this thing is going to be. Regardless of that, this was a decent match. And it wasn't that the wrestling was decent. It was the bubble surrounding the wrestling, or at least through halfway through the match, because it was that point of the momentum shift of when Tamina was just destroying Bayley, which was interesting to watch. So there was a bunch of shit talking, and then Tamina get me to move up that asshole. And that's just what happened. Of course, Sasha Banks got involved when Tamina could have won the match, but it is what it is with that. It's like, I sat up here and just had a thought, so let me rock it real quick. Let your boy rock it really quickly. Okay, let me rock it. I wonder, is the goal for your Sasha Bayley stuff for this to be handled as I can't even think. SummerSlam. Thank you, brain. Wondering, is SummerSlam gonna be where y'all trying to really get this Bayley Sasha thing to have them really do something? But at the same time, I don't see the point. It's not it's not like Sasha Banks need the belt to be relevant or anything. It's just that it's fun that her and Bayley are just sitting up her being heels and healing it up. And it's I think that's dope. And I really don't think they need to really break that up because all they've been doing since Sasha Banks and Bayley done been heels is every interview is Sasha did this and Bayley thinks that, and his own commentary and his in matches and they teasing and this and that. I just don't see it as a reason why you would want to break up something that literally can work. So I don't get it. I just don't understand it, don't get it. But yeah, SummerSlam. It's like this build. It's like whatever it is they finna do with. Well, okay, I can't talk about that yet, but that would be interesting. But we'll talk about that because I just had another thought. So remind me, I had a thought about a thought about a thought, and we'll get back to that. We got to talk about this, right? We got to. There's this dude named Roman Reigns. Oh wait, he don't exist no more because he cares more about making sure he's safe than sitting up here killing himself for fucking Vince. So they have literally erased this man out of canon. They seriously went to canon and just erased his ass, just like this bitch ass nigga, and just did that to that man. And it's just like, that's petty, bro. That is petty. Real talk, Vinnie Mac. Real talk, geneticjackhammer.com. That's really petty. Regardless of that, when we sit up here, and I'm finna get straight, is that when we sit up here and wonder how in some alternate universe, and I could probably call one of my guys from an alternate universe and figure out what happened, you know what I'm saying, if Granddaddy Goldberg never got the damn title, because Granddaddy Goldberg wasn't supposed to have a motherfucking title in the first goddamn place, so no. So regardless of that, Bray Wyatt would have still been the champion. Roman Reigns would have probably murdered him because that's how you probably would have booked that, with the guy that you love to book this way to destroy the bad guy, but they really could have done some back and forth for a while. So then, you know, we get the magical accident of Braun Strowman's finally the champion because the dude you want to put the title on is trying to make sure he doesn't get the virus that's murdering people. So there we go. And it sets up this whole thing of what you knew was gonna be the whole mind games of Bray Wyatt doing this thing and remembering the history of him and Braun Strowman as the Black Sheep, and like the build for this has been straight wonderful. I have literally appreciated, and literally that because of how wrestling is changing, because of what it is, things are getting more intimate with storytelling in the ring. I'm like, Huskis was in the match, bro. Huskis was in the corner like, what up, cuz? And I'm just like, Huskis, my dude. What up, baby? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can do things like that when you don't have to worry about an audience that you have to sit up here and entertain live. And I really think that, you know, we're going to talk about this and we're going to have a little discussion about the Money in the Bank ladder match, not even about the match, but the why the match was what it was, is that things are becoming more intimate. Like, the things that I appreciate about the psychology of wrestling that I get from other products I watch, mainly New Japan, which does a wonderful job of telling stories in the ring. And I really think that because this stuff is happening, you get moments like this. This was just a great match up and down. Not even because of the wrestling, but because of the story properly being told in the ring. Braun Strowman is still a champion. And it's like, we just gonna throw that in a box, whatever. The thing is, though, again, I'm gonna say this, rap. I appreciate the story being told, like, especially that part near the end when Braun put the mask on and was like, yo, Bray, I'm with you, fam, power slam, bitch, and it was on. And it's like, you already know this ain't over, so expect whatever this is gonna be, because I don't really think they finna put Braun with anybody else this soon, given even who won the Money in the Bank ladder match. Even given that information, I don't think that's where you're going with that, or what you could do because of how Money in the Bank works. So, things of that nature. Great match, a definite watch. You want to know what my match of the night was? Drew and Seth. And I'm going to be 100. Before we even get to Drew and Seth, is that I was a little pissed a little bit, like when this program first got started, because Seth got his ass whooped by KO. So KO, you know, he doing this thing, you know what I'm saying, over there somewhere in a land called off TV because of things. But I was kind of like, I get it, but I don't get it. It's like, again, I am someone who appreciates this Monday Night Messiah gimmick, no bullshit. I am someone who appreciates that Drew McIntyre's the motherfucking champion because he deserves it. He finally has lived up to all the potential. All he had to do was kick Brock Lesnar back to his form so he can milk his cow and fuck his wife. So that's wonderful. That's great. You want to know what's even better? The build to this match. Perfect. Sprinkle it. Sprinkle me, man. Want to know what was even better? The actual wrestling in the match. There was great ebb and flow. I'm like, these two men went in that ring and they sat up and they shut it down. Real shit. Like, I'm like, one of my favorite sequences in that match. I'm like, cause I love what Seth doing is the superplex and the Falcon Arrow. I'm like, I mark out hard when he do this shit. I don't know why something as simple as a superplex into a Falcon Arrow make me go, oh shit, my mind is blown. But it's like when Seth do it, I'm like in there, and it's like that ended sequence. Glasgow Kiss, Super Kick, Claymore. And I'm just like, fuck yes. And I'm just like, already, let's do that there. I'm like, I'm with you. The match was great. I'm like, yo, he even pulled out the Future Shock DET, my boy Drew McIntyre did. Yes, he did pull out the Future Shock joint. There was some curb stomps in there. But you want to know what the best part of the match was? That new fucking Seth Rollins thing, cause that shit be knocking. Like it still ain't the Angel Garza. It still ain't the Angel Garza. And let's interrupt me talking about Hot Match to be. They changed my boy theme again. Not happy. In the Latino in La Casa, baby. They changed my boy theme again. I don't know what to do, and they still ain't put it up on iTunes or nothing for me to buy it with money. That new Seth thing is perfect. I'm like, he can't come out to the second coming. He is the only coming, no homo, of the Monday Night Messiah. So I'm like, perfect theme, and I'm like, yo, it just means that they changed this thing. He gonna stick with this for a while, but I bet you once he turn face or whatever, he'll go back to the second coming. And he should probably get it with the Kingslayer. I will never forget that damn story, but it is what it is. A great match for me. Match of the night, just because of how everything comes together. It's like, it's right there. It's like, if Strowman Bray would have been a little bit better, that would have been my match tonight because of the whole encompassing of the story and all that good stuff. But Drew and Seth can murder shit, and I can't even be mad at that at all. I can't be, and I appreciate it. So shout out to Drew and Seth tearing the house down, burn it down. Never mind. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening. And before we get into that, I just want to say something. If I thought about this, and I kind of did, but I'm like, we'll just talk about it now. If you go take a look at the Money in the Bank poster, there was one title that is represented on that poster that wasn't even defended on the show. Do you want to know what that title is? Oh, it's the NXT title held by Charlotte Flair. For some reason, I don't fucking get it. Io Shirai won on NXT last week by disqualification, so it's now this thing between the evil genius of the skies, my girl Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte, and they ain't gonna figure that out. Something about Velveteen Dream should be champion, but something about a thing he didn't do. Snitching. But shout out to my boy Adam Cole. Baby. But anyway, now that we've had our NXT moment, oh wait, one more thing. Yo. Little bro Drew, I see you. I'm finna drop this right now. I got hope again. My boy Killer Cross, a.k.a. Killer Karrion Cross, that's what they calling him now, in a squash match, murdering stuff. Now, now my boy Killer Cross, he can put us to work. And shout out to Scarlett Bordeaux too, you know what I'm saying, coming through with him, you know. Thing is that it'll be interesting to really see if whether or not they can really do something with my boy Killer Cross. I'm interested because I loved his work in NXT. I'm like, I became a big, huge fan of what it was that he was doing over there in Impact or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in NXT with him. If they can properly book him, like they don't need to put him in too many squash matches. I'm like, yo, get the Super US title on him. You know what I'm saying? Get that joint. I'm like, I don't know if they ready to sit up here and literally throw him at Bay Adam Cole. I don't think you ready for for that. Like he need to at least get in there with my boy Tommaso, my boy Ciampa. Like let them kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Let them kill each other. Let them fight Johnny Wrestling, and then he can fight final boss Adam Cole, and then I'll be happy with that. Just as long as they don't misuse my boy, just get a title on him and just let him be a monster and let him fuck with my boy Walter. That's all I want. Killer Cross Walter, do that shit. Swear to God. Okay, now let's talk about this Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, right in my face. After we're gonna take a break and get some water. So, this is not the Money in the Bank ladder match. Technically, this is climb Titan Tower all the way to the top, set a ladder, and then win the title. So, we got a whole bunch of people. Let's see if I can remember everybody in the match. On the male side, there's Rey Mysterio, who died. There's Aleister Black, who's also dead. There's King Corbin, who wishes he was dead. There's AJ Styles, who just showed up last week on Raw after being buried alive by the greatest of all time. Who else was it? It was Otis, for some reason, who was in this match. I don't get that part. And I'm missing somebody. Who else was in the match? Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan, right? So, you got those 6 dudes. That's cool, whatever. Okay, on the women's side, you got Kana-Chan, who is our waifu, and we must protect her with all of our stuff, and then watch her review move before she came to the WWE and be like, "Girl, this girl sexy as a motherfucker." We should do that, definitely. For some reason, Dana Brooks in this match, and I don't get that. There's Nia Jax. We talked about her earlier. We got FABOLOUS. I'm gonna do it. The girl Carmella. Who else was in there? Let me see. Wait, hold up. Lacey Evans, who probably, maybe, depending on how you want to book it, probably should have been wrestling earlier for the SmackDown Women's title. Again, maybe, but that kind of depends on how you feel. And I am missing somebody. I'm missing something. Let me see. Let me think. So, Kana-Chan, our waifu we must protect. Lacey Evans, Nia Jax, Carmella, who did I just say? Dana Brooke, who I said was a part of this match, and Lacey Evans, women's rights. Booyah. So, here's the outlook of our match, because, you know, that whole thing we talked about at the top of the show tonight of, was the Boneyard match in Firefly Funhouse a mistake? Because they can't really keep doing these cinematic ass matches every freaking month, okay? They can't milk this cow dry, because y'all hit on G.O.D on accident, but they fucked up Fandangoing, so they fucked up Zack Ryder, who got released. We ain't finna talk about that shit. He Slater got kids, and now he ain't got no job. EC3 and the Revolt, I'm glad my boys the Revolt. I'm glad they gone. I'm glad Drake Maverick, he gone. They finna go start their own federation of revolting.com or something. Fear of the Revolt. I don't know. But anyway. Your job is to climb Titan Tower and run into all these random people. So let's see if Uncle Triple can remember all the random people in this match, including that spot at the beginning where Asuka sitting up here dancing like I'm Kana-Chan, I can't be stopped, and then did a splash and all her friends caught her. So, there was Brother Love, there was Stephanie, Vinnie Mac Diesel, my name is Paul Heyman, in a food fight. Am I missing somebody? I don't think I am. I don't. Oh, wait. Okay, wait a minute. I'm remembering. Let me scoot back for this. People power, bitch. That boy John Laurinaitis, and for some reason, motherfucking Doink. Because, you just can't get enough WWF WrestleMania the arcade game in your life, so Doink needed to be in this fucking match for whatever reason. So, as a match, it was structured and booked great because of what it was they were literally trying to accomplish, of giving you a Money in the Bank ladder match, because the thing is, when I really think about it on some galaxy brain next level, use your noodle shit, This was perfect because, see, you didn't have to stuff two ladder matches inside of a performance center. You could combine them both into one match and then have all the hilarity ensue, including the part where Rey Mysterio died twice. Rey Mysterio literally got choked up by Shayna Bay. Shayna Bay put the nigga to shit and like, go to sleep, burrito. And he went to fucking sleep. And then two fat people smashed into him, he died. Then he got thrown over the roof, he died again. Just dead Mysterio. Like, I don't know what's worse. Dying twice in the same match or being lawned ordered by Kevin Nash, my quad, my nigga. I don't know. Don't have any idea. The match was structured great. Booked wonderfully. Like, all of the fun stuff in between the fights is like trading finishes and all this old crazy shit. But then you have to have a human being climb a ladder. Well, a human being climbed the ladder, all right. Kana-Chan won! Yay! Yeah, you know, I should really buy her in Brawlhalla. She asked me to really nicely on a video a couple of days ago. So I'm definitely gonna do that. Yeah. Super totally. Gonna buy Kana-Chan and Brawlhalla, we'll play. Or somebody lend me $5. Lend me $5. You know I got Cash App now. Y'all lend me the money. Got the Patreon and the PayPal. Give me your money so I can play as Kana-Chan for your fucking amusement. So Kana-Chan got the money in the bank joint. Oh, speaking of, Dana Brooke had a whole bunch of money and Stephanie McMahon told her that's not how that worked. Nigga, who gives a fuck about a damn title if I got like $1 million in a briefcase? You know that was Uncle Donald money anyway. He ain't gonna listen. That everybody still is checking that thing. Stephanie, you were gone. You were gone. Like I remember, you know, when you was thick, when you first got the work and it was just like, yes, I want to do the nasty, but no, shh, no. Anyway, given that, so Kana-Chan won by sitting up her, and it's like, and that was a weird thing of, I don't know why Asuka knocked off King Corbin off the thing. They both could have got the title, because I'm gonna tell you this. Coming into Money in the Bank, I thought King Corbin was going to win it. I really thought that this was going to be the feather in the cap. He's finally going to get the fucking... No. He didn't win, because not only did he get knocked off by Asuka earlier, but then he was involved in the ending of the match where Otis has Money in the Bank. Okay. Look, I get it. You know, Otis has been this weird Cinderella story of how he got a thin white girl and, you know, everything's all good. He's a tag team wrestler and something about a caterpillar and a compactor, and it's just like, this is what we're going to do. Because here's a thought I just randomly had, because I remember this from the intros in the match. Just like revisionist history of the Monday Night Wars, the revisionist history of how Roman Reigns wasn't involved in the decision what he was involved in because WWE petty as a motherfucker. I love how every time they talk about Carmella won the damn thing twice, they don't talk about how she won it the first time. Like, James Ellsworth, yeah, that white boy, he don't exist, fuck him. And it's just like, whatever. I've got questions. They should be answered in about an hour or so when Raw come on, because we running back the man and Asuka, and it's like, why? Because see, here was the answer 2 months ago. Here was the answer, ladies and gentlemen. Shayna Baszler should have beat the man at WrestleMania, and you wouldn't have this issue, and you would literally have Shayna Baszler and Asuka. You know, even though, you know, if you've been, you know, around the way, you've seen this before. Regardless of that, it's gonna be an interesting Raw. Definitely interesting SmackDown Friday night about Otis with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm like, they gonna find some strange way to get it off him, because it ain't no way. But we live in the universe where Braun Strowman's the universal fucking champion, so anything is possible. Vinnie McWorld, I don't know. I cannot tell you. Uncle Triple does not understand. I don't get it. I don't. And we have sat up here for 30 minutes, and I've spent like 10 of them understanding, like, why the fuck does Otis have the Money in the Bank briefcase? This is the new Damien Sandow. But, you know, we won't talk about him either because that was just wasted. Because equally, but you know what? I could equally say that Cody Rhodes should have had the Money in the Bank briefcase and they should have gave him a damn title run, but he's over there in the cut making better wrestling than this. So I think we're all good. I think we're all okay. I think that's fine. Perfectly. I don't want to see no more cinematic match. I don't want to see not a cinematic match at Backlash. Telling you that right now. Real shit. I don't. And I mean this shit. I don't want to see another cinematography match. I just want to see some fucking professional wrestling WWE. I don't want to hear that shit. At all. I am going to definitely be keeping an eye on my boy Killer Cross. Definitely. Because I want to see what they do with my boy. Don't squander him. He's a great talent. You know what I'm saying? And I wish all the best for everybody that got released doing this all this bullshit or whatever. You know, I wish them all the best. I'm really want to know what's up with my boy EC3, my boy Drake Maverick, and the boys The Revolt. Because they one of the best tag teams in the world. So we should be interested to see what they do with that, and everybody else got released, man, you'll bounce back, you know what I'm saying? You'll bounce back. So it is what it is. Seth Rollins thing banging. We established that, and it'll be interesting to see this booking for this Jeff Hardy reunion tour before he end up in an AEW with his brother. So that should be fun. So Thursday is what it is with that. So damn, I was able to do this under time, you know what I'm saying? Usually this should be down there an hour. I was able to do it in half the time. But the pay-per-view was short and things of that nature. So definitely should be interesting to see what's going to happen within this next month and some change build to Backlash. So I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely going to be looking at the Jeff Hardy stuff real closely. Going to be tuning in on NXT to see what's up with my boy Killer Cross. I want to know what's up with Sasha and Bayley. I'm interested in that. What Asuka's going to do with that briefcase? What's Otis going to do with that briefcase? Or when he mystically loses it in a match by some hook or crook. So, by some hook or crook, it ain't no way in hell Otis finna be the WWE champion. I'm not sitting up here saying that to shit on him as a person or him as a character. It's just that it don't make sense. It don't make booking sense, especially when you got Braun Strowman on one side and you got that boy Drew McIntyre on the other. Unless he finna go down to NXT and sit up here and try to take the title from Baby Adam Cole, and I don't see that happening either. So it'll be also interesting talking about NXT to see what the hell gonna happen with Charlotte. So she finally loses the title back to Rhea Ripley, who shouldn't have lost the title in the first damn place, and stuff of that stuff. And Raw have the tag team champions. That's called the Street Profits, and my girl, the EST of WWE, my girl Bianca Belair. Shout out to her. I wave my stuff, but I ain't got no hair back here, and I ain't gonna print. I need to cut my stuff again. But it is what it is with that. Again, any matches you want to watch tonight, the Money in the Bank ladder match as a cinematography piece is great. My boy Seth tore it down. The Bray Braun Strowman stuff was real dope. Everything else was iffy and in between, but it'll be interesting to see how all this stuff builds as we move on to Backlash. So that is another installment of the Savage Era in books, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and get out of here. So all I can ask you politely is to please sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Me, I am, of course, Mr. Pop That Thing, a.k.a. Mr. CRACKCOCINE, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. And of course, the baddest monster in existence, the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. Biatch. And D, the Green Monster Squish Murder. My whole squadron, the congregation, baby. May they indeed be praised. Always holding down my six. Always appreciate the love. This show is not brought to you without help. And those come from the ladies of rage. Janine, Betsy, Magdalene, yo girl, and mine. Miss Marcy, a.k.a. Miss Marceline, home down in unos, dosis, tres, and cuatro. Crimpin', baby. Do that ish. Indeed. So, You like what you heard? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell, baby. You want to get at me on social media link? All my media links are down below this video. If you got something to say, hit up the comments. Like this video if you did. Like this video if you didn't. And if you want to support this show with your cash money, hit up the Cash App, hit up the PayPal, and hit the Patreon. Shout out to my main man, my partner, Hentai, my boy Ryan Bomber, and of course my boy Drew, who I shout out earlier because we going to have some killer cross talk. You know what I'm saying? Holding me down on the Patreon. Tip my boy Young Money Badge. Appreciate the love. Salute. So, enjoy your wrestling. So, I don't know when the next time we'll be back to talk about some wrestling, but when it is, the Savage Era will be here to give you everything your ass need to know about the world of professional wrestling, babe. So, again, remind you, sit back, relax, and stay tuned. We here, Team JRF, that's all of us. We've got plenty more show for you. And we indeed have it. Wink. Bang, gun, wink. And we've got it right after these commercial messages. Yes, indeed. Wind off our show. Wind off. More show for all of y'all right after these commercial messages.